G'day, doggies fans, All Things Bulldogs, episode 44. It's pre-season time, and we've got Gas with us again. We'll just wait for a few people to jump on. Again, being a little bit rushed. How you going, brother?
Very good, mate.
What's been happening? What has been happening with Gas?
Oh, mate, we're inching closer, mate, to the season, mate. Today's day 95, mate. I've got a special one today. Obviously, 95 is a special year for us, obviously, so there'll be something about that as well. That'll be out shortly. So, yeah, there you go.
In sync, brother.
There's the
95 days to go.
There's the 95 jersey, mate, with the number 23 on it.
There you go.
Yeah, 95 days to go. There you go. A couple of 23s up there today.
Welcome to Showy 68. Old fella Dave, welcome to you. And Bobble132, how are you? We'll wait for everyone to jump on. I haven't sent me messages out. That's why I normally send out me little
prompts,
personal reminders.
Yep.
So the boys are back today. So look, we're going to talk about a fair bit today. We got the top 30's been revealed, or top 31, which means there'll be a player who drops out. We'll go through who that possibly could be.
G'day, Aki.
G'day, Robbie Basher. Welcome to you. Been a long time. G'day, Aki. Babel132. Not sure if I remember you. Sorry, but welcome back. If I am getting old. I'll be 50 soon. So
enlighten him. Let him
know.
Old. Let him know how you know him.
How do you know me, brother? How do you know me? Please don't tell me you met me drunk one day in a gutter.
Still a pup. Yep.
We're halfway there, old fella. And thank you to you, Robbie. And just a big thank you to everyone who joined the channel. Big appreciation to Gas last week, who put a call out and said join up. And, we had about a 50% increase. So well done. Great work. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Keep it coming. G'day, NRL Edits. Welcome to you. Oh, you're down at Belmore today? You saw they timed them coming in today.
Yeah, they had them all. Somebody was waiting for them in the car park, getting them all photos, and they all walked in. So all dressed in eclectic outfits till they got all their uniform today, most of them.
Guys, I'm just sharing to a few people who need reminders to come and say hello. So, oh, shit.
Get it right, mate. Get it right.
So, NRL Edits, while you're down there, take some videos of the lads, send it through to All Things Bulldogs, and we'll do some edits as well. But take us away. We keep up with the chat there for a second.
Yep. So Bubble saying being in a stream before. So not sure what you've done with Bubble, mate, but it's been in a stream with you before, mate. Hopefully it's not a water stream.
Bulldogs I woke up in the stream with Bobby.
Bulldogs for life.
That's it.
Why noted.
Guys, a lot's happening tonight. So we're going to talk about the top 30. I'm going to give you the rundown on how I reckon, what the starting team will be. Even this far out, I can tell you I'm going to be pretty close. I reckon I'll be within, barring injuries, I reckon I'll be within one position. If not, I'll get it. We'll see how that goes. but then I'll put in my sort of pecking order where I think everyone sits, which obviously changes. Something that we can all do. But you know what? Hopefully we won't have anyone say, get rid of salmon. Bit sick of answering that one, if you can understand what I mean. So what's your week been like this week, Gas? What's been happening?
Yeah, it's been good, mate. Very busy. Got lots on at work, so keeping busy, mate. But always got the eye on the prize, mate. Always keeping an eye on the dogs to see what's going on. I see our old mates are up to their no goods again with the Fox, mate. They're still throwing a few little comments left and right. Always, they can't help themselves. But good to see quite a few of our supporters jump on there and stick up for us. So keep them honest, guys. Don't let them get away with what they want. But otherwise, mate, it's all good. Yeah.
Fuck Fox News is all I'm going to say. Fox Sport, whatever it is, tabloid bullshit. Stick to the independents. Stick to the people writing articles for the Bulldogs, about the Bulldogs. You know, they don't know shit. They don't know anything. And they're just going to keep running the same lies. You know, whatever sounds good, they'll just run with it forever. And it's just bullshit. There is other ways. Stick to the good news. It's all right to have robust discussions. That's what we're here for. Come here and say what you want to say. We'll talk it out. Right? But if you're going to, but forget them people, boycott them, and that'll change what they do. You know, Channel 9 sort of knows. If you want any of the good word from Canterbury, be nice to us. They get the night, you know, then they get the inside scoops. Well, Fox needs to learn that as well. Stop being assholes. 67. Oh, 6'7", you young'un. What's 6'7" mean? My daughter keeps talking about it. Does Zachy know what it means?
I looked it up, mate, and even I couldn't understand. It was like, okay, mate, whatever. It was just one of those. It doesn't even make sense. It's just random. I don't know. If anyone can make more sense of it, let us know. But it's just random, and I don't know. Anyway, 6'7's
up the Bulldogs. Yeah. I've got a joke for you, Metaphor War. Why was 6 scared of 7? For 7, 8, 9. There you go.
Yeah, that's an 80s joke, mate. Don't worry about that one.
Barking nothing. How you going, Jamie? And a big thank you to you for joining the channel, brother. And, you know, Gas might ask every week.
The best place to go, guys, the best place to go is dogfathermedia.com.au. That's where you go for everything Bulldogs. Like, honestly, it's got everything you need in there. If you want to read, you want to watch, you want to see something about the Bulldogs, you're always bored, you want to know what's going on, just go to Dogfather Media. That's it. That's the place to go.
That's it,
Don't worry about sensationalism news and all this crap that everyone else is doing. That's where you go for raw, hard facts, information that's been tested, qualified. It's not just information on there to create a story. It's there because it's got stuff behind it. So, Dogfather Media.
There we go.
It's the place to go.
Where is Dogfather Media?
Even Aki's too old school to understand.
We're too old school to understand it, eh? Well, if you want to find out about all your 6'7", come to Dogfather Media. And if you're in Queensland or Brisbane, the Cupcake Parlour, they're sponsoring the site so far. So thank you very much to them. Best cupcakes in Brisbane.
And you can get Bulldogs printed on them as well if you want, guys.
Certainly can. Can definitely get that happening. But look, on the website, we've got our audio articles for those who aren't really into, you know,
reading
stuff. You can listen. We've also got all our articles here. And we'll talk a little bit about Jack Todd, who I did my last one on. And we're also going to be doing one this week on another young gun to keep an eye out for 2026. So definitely keep an eye out for Harry Hayes, Jack Todd, and there'll be another guide to keep your eyes on big time from outside the 30. G'day, Pete, doggies. How you going, brother?
Hey, Pete.
Pete loves the Wiggles. They're his favourite. Too bad. I think the Wiggles guy goes for West Tigers, but my brother actually met them years ago and is good mates with them. So when they were a different band, they were called the Cockroaches. So there you go. All right, I think we've got enough people on now to get stuck into it. I think there's, 30 people on there? So
hit the go button, mate. Hit the go button. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm going to take this down and bring our handsome figures back up. There we go. All right, so the top 30 for the Bulldogs. It's basically announced. So the last confirmed signing, elevation into the top 30, was Jonathan Sewer, which I was really happy to hear about. So he's in the top 30 for this year, and he's got a real steely look about him. Although I didn't change the banner on the back, so that sucks. But bloody hell. There we go. That'll be better. What's your thoughts on that, Gas? Jonathan Sewer?
Mate, very good acquisition to keep him on, mate, and bring him in. So a lot of big things to come out of him. A big talent. Obviously got a taste of first grade a couple of years back, but he's been biding his time. And I think this year, with sort of Jethro being on the sidelines, he may get a start as soon as something happens to the outside backs. He'll be one of the first off the rank potentially. So, obviously, all depends on how he goes with the off season for all of them as well. So, whoever the surprises are that stand up in the off season are going to be first in line when their chance comes up, when someone's position is required. So. Yeah, definitely could cover some of that back line, wing or centre, wherever he's going to be to help us out. So the biggest thing for us is to keep create. Yeah, it's all right. Biggest thing for us to keep creating that depth. Yeah, keep creating that depth. That's what we're going to keep doing. So that's when we know we're going to be competing with those top teams. So when we get into situations like we did this year, where we start to lose a few players, we're not as impacted. We've got next man up, and we can keep hitting the ground running and just keep moving on. That's going to be critical for us. That's where our evolution is over the next few years. So all these signings, everyone we're bringing in, everyone that's stepping up, it's just getting them to a level that they want so they can be all pumping from the minute they step in. So that's the challenge. But, yeah, Jonathan's going to be an integral part of that as well.
Well, look, we've got a lot of depth across positions. I think what we saw from Jonathan last year is they played him right edge most of the year. And then in that last game against the Dragons, they threw him on the left. And I thought I saw Willie Tonga reincarnated, and that's a big statement.
Yep.
So just the footwork. So I'll probably do up a Jonathan Sewer video again, because I want to have those highlights from New South Wales Cup in it from the end of last year. And when I get that out there, make sure you give it a watch, a like, and all that sort of stuff, because get behind this kid. He may only be with us for this next season. We'll have to see. Player managers are out there telling the guys, obviously, working their ass off to get these guys a shot quicker than they might have hoped. And that's going to be hard for teams to keep players who are just on the fringe, because who are genuinely going to be NRL players, because with 2 new teams coming in, that's just what happens. You get decimated. And the Dogs are a team that's sort of coming on the rise at the right time for these players. So he'll be one that's very hard to keep, in my opinion. So Robbie Bash said, Gus said he's more of a centre, but he could play left. He can play left wing, right centre, left centre. Defence is obviously the big issue at this point, and that's where he'll develop. But as Gas give him a good rap there, and I'll do as well. Donnie, Gus said he believes Sue will be a centre long term. Do you guys agree? Oh, well, 2 people the same thing. Well, look, you've got, I think Danny Gabriel's still playing. I'm not sure what he's doing, whether he's train and trial or whatever. I haven't really seen much of him. He was one that had a fair bit of potential. There's young Braith Sloan coming through, who's already almost the size of an NRL player already. They got him on a 3-year deal. He'll be playing SG ball this year and progress into flag, I would suggest. So we'll see a fair bit of him from that. So there's players coming through. You've got, I think, Hamish Wilson, not Blake Wilson's brother, but another blonde fella. I think he's got himself another New South Wales Cup contract. So there's quite a few centres coming through that we'll get to see. So some exciting times. Joe Rauk, who replaced Rinakama in the Fijian side, big fella. He plays wing, so he's another one who will come through. We'll probably see him play a lot of New South Wales Cup next year as well, I believe. So, look, I think Sewer's going to be someone, hopefully, that takes this opportunity this year when he gets one, and doesn't sort of go back from there. You know, that's what I'd like to see. But look, I expect to see Marcelo Montoya remain at the Bulldogs for the remainder of his career. Tuala will be looking to have a say this year. You'd say he'd get quite a bit of time as well once he's fit. But yeah, lot more depth there. A lot more depth. So D says he's definitely, g'day to you, D, champion. D agrees it looks his best position. Good morning, Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights 5851. Injury free, this kid will be Kalen Ponga Mark II. Is that what he means?
Potentially.
G'day, Shoey. He's a real talent. All right. So what I might do is just g'day Scary 79, and thanks for coming back to us. It's good to see you. You're not been getting the notification. Yeah, it's so annoying considering people who are members don't get the notifications. It's so annoying. I've been going the whole time. I think you've got to go and click a little bell on. So try and click a little bell. Or yeah, I'll find out the instructions and I'll post it out to everyone just so that they can see, because yeah, it must be frustrating, especially those paying a monthly membership. Lessening curiosity 7484. Do you want to answer that one, Gas? You want to have a crack at that? Because I certainly can.
Yeah, look, I think it's just more as cover at the moment. I think we're just talking about depth, so we're not talking about him replacing Cherry Critter. But if there is any injuries or if anything does happen in the team, as we did last year, I mean, at one stage we lost both our centres. We needed that depth, someone to stand up, and I think that's what we're looking at the moment with Sua. You know, being someone who's sort of getting his career up and running. So Not so much to say that he's going to be starting in the centres. I don't think even Gus is saying that. Yes, he can be one day, and like Michael said, it may or may not be with the Bulldogs, but at the moment we're looking for him to be someone who comes in. There's going to be an Origin game. There's going to be things happening in the season where you need that depth, and that's what we're looking for at the moment. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, really good answer. And we're just talking about young players as depth. In regards to Birdo's playing 5'8". He's not a fullback. He'll never be playing fullback. I'll eat my words if it ever happens. Might happen in a game one day due to injuries or something. But Birdo will be playing number 6. If he trains well, if he's come back ready to train and has a real good preseason, he'll be starting 6. Galvin will be starting 7. Woods will be pushing both those players to get an opportunity, and that opportunity will either come through injury, representative honours, suspension, or bad form by the players in first grade. So they're the only ways he gets in. They're not going to start him ahead of, look, if Burton's not playing 5'8" to start the season, Burton will be going, right? He's not going anywhere, though. Like, they've invested too much into Matt Burton. And Matt Burton's a big part of what we do. So it's just a lot of bullshit talk, in my opinion. And look, Fox make these stories. Oh, what about Burton? What about Burton? Well, what about Bronson? They're not going to move Bronson Cherry out. They're not going to drop Montoya. They're not going to drop Carraz. They're not going to drop any of these players so Burton can play centre so they can have Woods and Galvin and the halves. That's probably something they would only do if it got to a point where, like, a Matt Burton had decided he was going to leave or something, and they just decided to go with the future for our long-term benefit. And that would also indicate to me that we might not be sort of in contention. So if you fall out of contention, plans and strategies change. They don't, they change. They go from plan A to plan B to plan C. If while we're in contention, the players that they're going to pick are the experienced players, the players that are long-term invested in the club, and the players that the leadership group believe in and trust. Now, I know that might sound a bit weird from last year because Galvin was new and he's young, and Haywood, starting at hooker. But that's because Critter and Kingy and Kikau and those players said they prefer Bailey Haywood there. They trust him more. That's what it come down to. It had nothing to do with friendships, mateships, nothing like that. Come down to what the coach and the leadership group thought was best for them to win games. And guess what? I'll say it again. They nearly beat Melbourne in Melbourne. They nearly beat Melbourne in Melbourne again after losing their captain. You take the best player and captain out of any of those semi-final teams, including the grand finalists, and they probably struggle to make the grand final. Every single one of them. So please, I don't want to hear any more of this we fell off the fucking radar bullshit. We got to the top 3. We prepared for a final series. We were heavily impacted in games at the start of games. Okay? I'm never going to let it go. We're going to move. That's what happened. There was no other story. That was a story. And this season, we're primed to go and give it a red-hot crack. We've got Leo Thompson. And we're going to talk about the forward pack today, who I believe will be the starting pack and who are the next men up for the starting roles. For the bench roles, they're all different. It's not just about moving one from the bench to the start. If you've watched Serraldo the last couple of years, it's pretty bloody. He's a creature of habit, There's no preferential treatment. There's no favourites. There's the people who are performing. There's the people who are hitting the marks at training. There's the people with the fitness, the people with the experience and and handle the pressure and resilience. They're the ones who get picked first. Okay? And that's And that's why we get it right most of the time when we say we expect this player to step in or step out. We got it wrong probably, 3 times last year out of the whole season. So, there's no speculation. It's pretty much cut and dry what Serrato does. And if a player's available and they're one of the players in his best 17, they come in when they're fit every time. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Gas, but let us know.
Yeah, look, just a few more comments that came through also from Lesson in Curiosity, just adding to that. So if you want to just run through those, he was just saying there, and then you answered that. You keep going again. He said, yep, agreed. He just was nervous, he guessed. So Shoei was saying Berto, there's talk of Berto being on the move. Again, I'm sure coach wants to keep him as well. Serraldo, as you've just explained there. Timmy's jumped on board. Welcome, Timmy. Burden should drink the toilet water, Buddy's back zone.
G'day, Jason. Just wait there.
Go for it.
Jason's a Broncos supporter, but he's also my best mate. One of my best mates. That's your hat I got for you. So you'll be wearing that to Good Things Festival in a couple of weeks, brother. Sorry.
No, you're right.
I know it's Bulldogs, but
it's all right. The scary thing I was saying, Fox was talking about Bronson and Berto being moved on to free up cap space for other players. He died with laughter. So, obviously don't take too much into what Fox is saying, mate. It's all trying to just get some clicks, I guess. Agreed, Berto would struggle with fullback. One benefit is having 4 kicking options in our spine. Again, and Michael has spoken about this numerous times with the fullback situation. Again, it's that big man mentality. They all seem to struggle long term to preserve themselves playing there, like the big Tommy Travojeviches, the Latrell Mitchells, all those guys. They struggle sort of those bigger bodies. It's usually those more nimble, more light-footed players that sort of do well, kind of like your Benny Barbers and your Billy Slaters. They're the guys that really excel and be sustained in there. Probably Berto could be a lock option one day, again, as we've said. The way Walsh has kicked from that position for Brisbane has been phenomenal. I think it's involving part of the fullback role. Yep, it's been great for him to throw those extra kicks in there as well, 40-20s, etc. And thanks for the chat, boys. Thanks, Lesson. And Timmy's saying, to be completely honest, I'll ignore all the Fox media bullshit, and our side will be close to that side that finished this year, next year. So I'm sure you agree as well. G'day, GK. Hi, thanks, mate. Happy with how the Dogs finished, the amount of injuries the team had come through. Yep. And Shoei wants us to start with the top 30. Yep, we're about to Mick's about to jump into that, mate. I'm just let him get his breath back. He's going to talk about any bolters that might come in for round 1, if any. We don't want Berto to leave. When you take into account that Critter wasn't 100% basically for most of the season, really. Scary. So I think we'll lead in with Mick. Start going through your top 30, mate. Let's get into the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, big hello to Timmy Gray as well. Emmanuel and Scary 79. Good to see you back. Look, Burton at lock. He played lock in for Australia, actually, but he didn't really get much time there. I was having a good chat with Joby, one of our very close friends who comes on and helps us sometimes. He probably didn't get enough time, but Mao used him in that lock role, and he did play well when he played there for Australia in the Pacific Championships. But as a starting lock and stuff, like that's a whole new ball game. Now, the evolving part of the fullback role, well, we used to have a fullback from Wagga Wagga who put the kick up for Maven in 1980, Greg Brentnell. So he was a kicking fullback. We saw Latrell do it as well. And Reece comes in and, and when he's on the ball and he's kicking, he kicked multiple 40-20s, and that sort of thing. So, it's horses for courses, literally. But I just think Birdo is going to struggle as a workhorse fullback, and we sort of need that. We really need that type of player, I believe. Gus gave a huge rap to, I've forgotten his name again, every single time. It's right there, but I always forget it. The young fella from New South Wales Cup, Timmy, you remember for me. Tay Cochrane, right?
Yeah.
He gave him a big rap as well. He's a very skillful young kid, Indigenous boy. But I don't think he'll be ready. But what we'll see this year is someone who will be a lot closer to being ready and may even exceed expectations in that way. Cade Dykes, I think Gus sort of wants to keep him under wraps a little bit from what I got from that. Like, we'll wait and see what happens with Cade, and probably don't want to put too much pressure on him. And for him to go from those knee injuries straight into a fullback role may be a little bit full on for him. They might start him in a different type of role to begin and just gradually work him back and then get him cranking late. But who knows? He's had 9 games of New South Wales Cup since 2022. So that's not a lot of game time due to injury. So
he should be fresh.
Scary doesn't like the hype around Prince Walsh. And look, I sort of agree. And look, this is why it's the tall poppy syndrome, because the media build these players up to a point where no one else exists. Like even Tony Adams, the mole, he did a big post. Oh, I just posted how Latrell's looking really fit this year. And everyone said racist comments. I said, yeah, well, the racists are the racists. Fuck them off. Block them all. Ban them. But you just keep saying this every year, that he's the fittest he's ever been. And then when they lose a few games, you all start to blame him for being the reason why they're losing their games. So it's the guy can't win. If he plays centre, though, I think his career will go a lot better, and he's definitely one of the best centres in the game. And if you can play that hybrid floating role, I think Turbo can do that as well. And even Burton could probably do that role at some point if they wanted. Yeah, so look, Fox is going to build these players up into heroes, and as soon as they're not heroes, they use the exact same mentality with Hollywood, okay? Build up the superstar. As soon as there's a photo of them doing something wrong, or they say something the wrong way, or they look funny at a camera somewhere, there's a big story about it, a big negative story. So it's 1 minute they can't do anything wrong, next minute they can't do anything right. So I think it's a team sport. There's a shitload. There's a top 30. Although there's big disparity between some of the salaries for some of the players. At the end of the day, most of them are just playing roles, and their roles are very, very important. And what they get paid is between them and their manager in the club. For us fans, I just love watching people play their roles. And I don't speak for everybody, but there's probably 8 or 9 players in our top 30 that I just never want them to leave. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, some of them will. Anyway, I'm rambling on. A bit like Led Zeppelin, ramble on. What's Timmy saying?
With the way we're playing both attack and defence, similar to the Panthers system, it's an effort-based fullback. We need like a Dylan Edwards, but that's pretty much what we've been getting out of Connor Tracy when he was fit last year. When he wasn't, he really excelled on that, because in that fullback role, you need to have something called effort on effort. You just need to keep coming. So you look up and you think, how many? There's 2 or 3 of him out there. He's just done a covering tackle on one side of the field, and then the ball's been spread, and then the ball's kicked into the in goal, and there he is in the other side of the field in the corner, saving it and kicking it, pushing it over the dead ball line or whatever it is. Those players just effort on effort. They just got to keep coming, and there's a certain type of player that does that, and it's sort of it's ingrained in you. Sometimes you're just looking for that. I played a lot of fullback, and in wing and Oztag was a lot of covering in fullback, and I'd always be floating back. As soon as a ball goes the other side of the field, you just drop. It's just a mentality. You're just chasing. You just want to do it, and that kind of fullback, you need to have someone who's always on the ball. Those bigger guys, you see Latrell sometimes. He wants to get there, but he's just trying to be like efficient, and he wants to be. I know that if he gets there, he'll stop it because he's got that big body, but it's always that sort of half a second sometimes because he just doesn't want to, anticipate, and it's not that running around what those little guys can. So it's challenging for those bigger guys to keep, getting their breath back up and just picking up and going again. But just on that, Rabbitohs, you'd think that Jai Gray this year he's probably got the running to start the year at fullback. Pretty much from my understanding. And I saw him the other day, and they were doing some tests as well at the Rabbitohs, and they did this shuttle test. And I said to him, mate, surely you would have won it. And he looked at me, mate. He was not happy. He goes, no, I didn't. He got beaten by someone you wouldn't expect who beat him at the Rabbitohs in their tests. It was like a shuttle run. Ewan Aitken beat him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, he's pretty tough and resilient.
Yeah.
And a former centre.
Jai was not happy with that. He was pissed.
With Munro and his issues, they'll probably put Tass on the wing with their other great winger, and then they'll have Latrell and
AJ.
Yeah, AJ on the other wing, Latrell, and Campbell Graham will be back, so he'll play the other centre role, and they'll have Gray at fullback. Yep. Then they'll have Humphreys and
Cody.
Cody might keep him on the bench. They've got Brandon Smith. They got a stacked side. If he gets that side right, they're going to be fucking hard to. If they can keep him, but that's the problem. They get too many injuries. But if he keeps that side fit, and they get confidence, they'll be. Put it this way, Good Friday is going to be a fucking good game.
Yeah, let's hope so.
James, welcome and thanks for being a member. Sarah wants Burton to improve his fitness. I think reading between the lines, I think what he says, Birdo decides what Birdo's going to do. If he does everything right with his fitness and his hits the ground running, he decides where he plays. So that was just a little message to him, but it's also just shows like he's a leader in our team and his expectations are very, very high. So, and what I will say is that the first round last year, he looked the best he's looked in a round one that I'd seen, and hitting round two against the Titans, he was set for his best season ever, then got that MCL injury. So, yeah. I agree, Damien. There won't be many changes to the starting lineup, but I'll try and pick a pecking order for us when we go through. That's it. 100% there, GK. And Scary's adding to that narrative as well. So much pressure on Latrell from his club supporters and community. And he's a good bloke.
He's a nice bloke, yes.
Yeah, I subscribe to all his stuff. I love the guy, but that's just me. Except when he plays against us, I want him to break his leg, but that's just how I am. Sorry. I love you, but I hope you broke your leg.
I'm happy for him just to lose, mate. That's enough for me. Keep his legs.
In a match, the commentators usually talk about how one of the sides is playing the long game, not to go after the miracle play all the time. Yeah. I love Tracy. Hope he stays at the club for his whole career. The Canterbury Bulldogs were originally known as the Berries due to their blue and white jersey being 77 due to fan poll. They changed their name to the Bulldogs. Thank you, Jason. Agree. Tracy's fantastic for us. That workhorse role, I think he'll even be better next season. Our team has had more time to gel, and that means a lot. Yeah, Timmy's agreeing with us. Thanks for your contribution, Jason. Yeah, Jack Whiten.
A lot of depth.
Jack to 5'8". Put Jack should play 5'8". Or maybe Jack Whiten plays centre, and yeah, that doesn't fit in, does it? We'll see what happens. They got some depth. That's all I'll say.
David Fafita as well.
And you know, Cameron Murray, it could be the biggest blessing in disguise for them, for him to have a year off, because he was just doing way too much. But we'll see. You know, they're going to struggle to keep that team together for long, and Bennett's into winning premiership. So, yeah, I'll be marking them down as my smoky for sure. Last year I tipped them for the wooden spoon, and they should have got it, really. They looked hopeless in so many matches. Games that they won, I could not believe they'd won.
Well, the start of the year, they won about 3 or 4 games to prop them up in the top 4 early on. But even they were saying that they games that they shouldn't have won. It was just the Bennett effect. That was it. A couple of games, you stay in a game long enough and you might get a result at the end, and they did.
Who's Butchie? Tramp from Punchy? Welcome back to you, brother. Who's Butchie? Is that Brave and Asta?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, they got an aging roster, but experience is a good thing. Dad's Army, I'd rather have Dad's Army than too many kids. All right. Good chat so far, guys. Well done to everyone. So, look, one thing, I'm doing the top 5 players that need to improve for each team in zero tackle. We've got all the way to Melbourne Storm so far. Newcastle Knights will be up next. It's a good read. Check it out. I think all Braith and Asta's players have been mentioned as needing to improve. It's just worked out that way. Some cooked. Oh, Butchie. Some cook Junior went to John Ibrahim's house, had a Dogs jersey on. No problem, Trent.
See you, Scary. Have a good night, mate.
John is Scary off, is he?
Yeah, he's got to watch the stream later.
Night, brother, and thanks again for being a loyal member. Matt Burton needs to take charge. Look, I feel Matt Burton does take charge. I think he's if you watch that Storm semi-final, he put the team on his back, and it was all going good until someone put a ball out in the full, and that wasn't Burton. Then we couldn't get possession. So when you don't have possession, you can't win a game of football. But anyway, I think Burton had a much better season than most, based on what happened. And the fact that he, in that final game, don't even look at it. His shoulder, he had to get it needled up before the game. He had a grade 2 tear or some shit. Don't quote me exactly. But on the Thursday before the game, so he was absolutely a passenger out there. But the team would have felt stronger with him on the field than pulling him out of the game, if that makes sense. It just, yeah. I felt Galvin did a phenomenal job in that game. Is the Dogs fullback DCE's love child? Oh, he's got a bit of a long neck in Connor Tracy. Is that what he's referring to?
Straight through the keeper, mate.
Our halves long term. Oh, who can say, mate? But I would say it's Burton and Galvin for the next year or two. And after that, I'd say it's Woods and one of those two players in the halves after that. But look, we've got some young halves coming through. Joseph Taupo's lots of photos of him. He was a real quiet achiever. Coming through the ranks, he's doing really, really well. There's young Alex Conti as well, who they're really wrapped in. So we'll have to see what happens there. One of Braith's boys, maybe the best of Braith's boys. So there you go. All right, let's do the top 30 guys. Let's do the forward pack. I'm not sure if Damon Marshall's still with us. I'll need to find that out. If he is, he would be on a train and trial on New South Wales Cup contract. We got young Eamon Fitzgibbon as well. Another one coming through. All right. Let's have a look here. I'm going to put up my starting forward pack and bench. King, Hayward, Thompson, Kickout, Preston, Salmon, Mann, Tupanua, Hayes, and Turpin. And I haven't got this banner finished, but the way it works for me, guys, is Sam Hughes and Daniel Saluka-Fafita are going to be... So if Thompson or King get injured or are missing from a game, either Daniel Saluka-Fafita or Sam Hughes will come in to that starting role. I don't think you'll see Harry Hayes elevated from the bench to start while all those big blokes are fit and available. But I do believe that Harry Hayes and Satili Tupanua will be our Spencer Lenu types off the bench. And having Thompson and King to start with those two to come on is going to be very, very powerful for the Bulldogs, in my opinion. If we were to lose Satili Tupanua or Harry Hayes, Josh Curran would be the first man up for that. And then after that, I'd be suggesting players like Latu, Hopoi, and Jack Todd will be the next man up after that. And I suppose Jack Underhill will have something to say about that as well. So that's probably the order there. But for me, Hughes or Daniel Saluka-Fafita, and let's say Zion Mau'u, if he has a good preseason and remains with the club, will come in as like a starting prop. But I don't know if they'll put Curran to start, unless he's sort of fresh and they're, and what's happening at training and all that, and they got confidence with that. I think we're going to see that real enforcer type presence to start these games. I expect to see 45 minutes each from King and Thompson as a sort of expectation. And then you got your Tupanuas and your Hayes to play 35 to 40 minutes each. King and Salmon to swap once or twice. And then Terps to come on for Hayward. And they might have Turpin start for 20 minutes, Hayward to come on. They might switch that around. I think that's how they'll go. What's your thoughts, Gas? What's your thoughts on that?
Not too far away from that, mate. There's not too much, to be honest, to add to that. Obviously, it all depends on everyone still doing their job in the off season. I mean, that's great now. if everyone does their job in the off season and that form continues, what you've said there, if everyone's, peaking in the off season and training the house down, looks pretty close. There wouldn't be too many arguments with that from most people. I know there's a bit of talk about Terps and Salmon and that, but to be honest with you, if you know the details about what they're really there for, then yeah, especially Salmon, he'll be in that team, and Terps will be a cover for Hayward. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of variations through the season, and you're going to see quite a few players stepping up to fill some roles. And for those who come in sometimes and perform, it might be hard for them to get pushed out, like you said. Even with Woods, when you said if he comes in, he might not get out again. Who knows? So there's a lot of things that could happen. I know that's in the back line, but yeah, there's a lot of things that could happen. But I think the off season is going to be crucial. It's going to be a very tough one, very demanding one. They've had a big off season last year. Some of the players won't have as tough an off season. They're going to be sort of nursed back into full fitness. But some of the other ones will be absolutely hammered, for the better. So that will make a big difference for what happens at the end. But if everyone does their job, then yeah, that's pretty close to the starting team in the forward pack.
Kangaroo Killer, we'll go to you. There's some stuff I'm interested in. Trent from Punchy said Sean O'Sullivan, 18th man. Look, I think he'll get a few games at 18th man, but I think he'll be there mainly to play halves in that New South Wales Cup role. I'm thinking Cassius Tia might actually stay in the centres. Just got this feeling. I haven't seen much of him in the preseason, to be honest, so not getting good feelings there. I think Sean will start at number 7 or play I think Gordon Chan Kum Tong will be the starting hooker to get miles in his legs in New South Wales Cup. And I do think Terps will actually be the start because it's too risky. I don't think they want to have a genuine lock option. I think what we'll see for Fainu Latu is if Man or Salmon, one of those two goes down, we might see him come into that role. But I'm not sure about his ball playing ability. That's something I need to investigate a little bit more, having come from the Dragons and stuff. I know he's an effort player. Like I watched him take a hit up, get about 12 post-contact meters, do a late offload, and then the bloke who got the offload advanced it about another 10 meters, and then Latu took the next hit up. So he took 2 hit ups in a row, and just shows its determination of the kid. So look, he might be one that just slots into the middle on that middle rotation. They haven't signed him for 3 years to come and play New South Wales Cup. I can tell you that now. So he will be a fixture of our future if he's hitting the mark in the preseason. And that's what it's all about. Players who we let go of in our club, who we don't fight to keep, it's because they're not hitting markers that they need to hit fitness-wise, resilience-wise, pressure-wise, skills-wise, game-wise. Okay? So when everyone has a big carry-on, why'd we let him go, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they've got great potential. We're investing in it. We might be willing to invest more in it, but they get an offer to go somewhere else. Other times it might be, hey, like, we just don't have room for you at the moment. Let's help you get another club or do something else, So that's how it works, from what I'm told. I was asked if I have contacts at the club. I've got a couple, but, that could change. When those people leave, I may not have any. So, but you don't really need contacts if you actually open your eyes and watch what the coach does. And watch this show, you'll find out what's happening all the time. Because Gas has got the inside word, I can tell you that much. He's got more phone numbers than I've got. I've had birthdays. He's got contacts everywhere. Thompson's going to win us the comp. But look, 17th spot could be up for grabs. Terps may not get it. They might give it to O'Sullivan. He might play that 17 role, which makes complete sense. He might come on and play 10 minutes for Bailey Hayward and be there as a backup half. And he can go in and play a small lock roll as well. Like, they can all do that. Plus, he's a left-footed option, which having another left-foot option is good. I'd expect he'll play a few games first grade next year, O'Sullivan. He didn't come to us just to play cup either. Before I go to GK's good question, Terps is an Ipswich boy. And this is another thing I say. Jake Turpin beat some of the best young talent in Queensland to become the Broncos' first choice hooker. Then he got picked up by the Roosters. You know, you don't buy someone like that unless they're talented. You know what I mean? He's got talent. And you go back and watch the Broncos Bulldogs game in Sydney where they came back and beat us, but watch the first 25 minutes of Jake Turpin in that match. Unbelievable. Who gets a club debut in 2026? Well, I reckon we will see. Mitch Woods is the obvious one. I'll do one and then you do one, Gas. We'll leave Mitch Woods at because I reckon he will debut this year. I'm going to say Alexami Jones. I think he will get a debut this year.
Yeah, I still think Underhill will get a run as well.
So we've got Underhill, we've got AJ Jones, both on the supplementary list. Both are available round one. I don't think they'll be playing round one, but they'll be putting pressure on. People have been going to training. There's been a couple of little heard some feedback from people with a few drones and stuff watching that young Jones looks like an absolute beast and completely at home running around with the big boys. And I will say this, Gus, we need to ask Gus Gould who's his big tip to have a big year this year. He tipped Jacob Preston, then he tipped Jack Todd, and he said he liked AJ Jones last year. So I wonder who his tip is for this year. That'll be an interesting one to find out. But I think Jones will get a run this year if he doesn't break down. Went and watched his highlights again. You know, it's hard when these players aren't getting line breaks, offloads, tries. There's not many highlights around for just doing your job. This guy, whichever team that he plays with, they feel inspired while he's on the field with them. So he's another one that I'm very, very excited about. And I just know that our side's not going to look anything like it does now in about 2 years.
It's a good problem to have.
Any others, Gas, that you think may debut this year?
I think Dykes is going to be a sort of a dark horse for me.
Yep.
I think he'll be a dark horse. Yeah. I think that, if something happens at the back there, I think he'll be, if he's fit, I reckon he's a smoky for me. If something happens to Tracy.
Look, I don't think Patrick Young will debut, but he had a real good year last year. Young Bailey Myers may, like these sort of players went ahead of Ruben Moyle, who's gone to South Sydney now. So, and there was a big, very skillful young guy, Ruben. So, I think that Patrick Young could be one that'll be a bit of a project for them this year to develop his game. But I think we'll see if Terps or Bailey get injured, they'll have Gordon will come into calculations. Plus, they'll have Sean O'Sullivan there who'll be able to fill roles and stuff like that. So yeah, lots of depth, lots of experience. O'Sullivan, he filled in for the Panthers that year. They won the comp. I think was that in 23 or 22.
Yep, I think it might have been
22. And they were seamless with him on the field. He did a great job. Struggle, a bit different at a new club, new franchise. So David rates Gordon. Hopes he can play first grade. And he's a Bulldogs junior, so he comes back to his home. What do I think of Bazball? I think I think they just.
I can take that if you want, mate.
they just gave Trent some head, and he enjoyed it. He just unloaded on him. That's what I think happened.
The concept and what they do, I think, is really exciting. It's just they just don't know when to rein it in. That's the problem. Like they had quite a few times in that match where they had the ascendancy, and we looked shaky, and they didn't want to be patient. It's in any sport, like you can have that aggression, you can have that will to win, but you need to know when it's time to be aggressive, and you need to know when it's time to lock in, and they didn't know when to do that. So it's a good concept. It's going to win them some games, but it's going to lose them a lot of games just having that all-out attack. So good to the Aussies. They just hung in there long enough and then got the job done.
Brendan McCullum's a great player. It was an exciting player for New Zealand. But yeah, that was just disgraceful. They were 1 for 99. They led us by 139 runs with 9 wickets in hand.
At lunch on day 2.
At lunch on day 2, and we're all out by tea time. It's good to see Scotty Boland get, because he was struggled a bit. And I think one of the big points I'm making is that the balls that he got 3 wickets with were all they all should have been left. Every one of those balls should have been left. Like none of them were they weren't forced to play at all. But because they're idiots, they threw the game away and threw away 3 days of potential action. Look, I thought it was exciting. I enjoyed it. I grew up on one-day cricket, loved it. So yeah. Anyway, we've talked too long about Bazball. No, fine. That's the Fainu brothers. There's 3 of them. Trent. There's so you got the halfback, the edge back rower, and the front rower, and the three lads are basically in the best 17 for the Tigers at the moment. So, and very good players. I think Scott Fulton brought those 3 kids. I think they're on $500,000 each. Like they're not on small money. Yeah, so I think that they are stars, those kids, and Manly should never have let them go.
We got the one from the Dragons, mate.
Yeah, we got the guy from the Dragons and from their SG Ball side, which beat our Bulldog side, which had, I think A.K. Jones was in it. I think Sasai Alatini was in it. He scores a try late in the game. That's what I mean. Like, we got some young guns who we've got in our pathways. They played in the grand final, and it's sort of funny because we had that SG Ball side in 2018 that played the Panthers side, which had Critter and Burton and Lenu and Charlie Staines and Mitch Kenny, and the Dogs had Tommy Talau, bloody a whole bunch, Jake Avarillo. We came runner-up, but the Panthers side was we just got to look at all the players they've produced from that team. So it's probably their second best side to come through in the recent memory. And now we'll see some of their most recent sides, what they produce. But for them, they've lost a lot of their youngsters to other clubs a lot earlier than they normally do. Like, what's his name? Isaiah Katoa and the like. Fletcher. So Fletcher's joined he's in the development list. So I'd suggest he's on he might be on more than 85 grand. That's the minimum. You got to have 6 players on that. So Fletcher Baker, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And he's available from round 1 as well. So he's another one that we'll have to see how he goes, you know. I'm not going to make too many comments. I haven't heard much coming out of training about him yet. I don't even know if he's arrived yet. But I do know that some of these other guys are absolutely killing it so far. You love Turpin? He certainly does. As I said, go watch that 20 minutes again, and you'll see 3 of the best fucking tackles you've seen all year by that guy. He smashed some blokes, and they didn't want to run it again. He sure does. It's good to see some Turpin love here. Loving it.
Must be from up north.
Yeah, I don't mind Ipswich, Jamie, because look, I go there a fair bit. I'm always driving everywhere, but I like the Walker brothers. I didn't like Chris. I thought he was, but he's a nice guy, you know. But on the field, Walker's on. You know what I mean? But as I said, I actually reversed into Shane's. Well, actually, I didn't reverse. I parked in the loading bay in front of Shane Walker's car at Balimba outside of Woolworths and smashed his front end with my back end. And he just popped it out and told me not to fucking worry about it. And then we talked for the next 20 minutes. So not only did I smash his car, I then wasted his time for 20 minutes as a payment for not worrying about insurance or anything. So good bloke. Really good bloke. And he said they offered to coach Canterbury, Gold Coast, the Warriors, and I forget the other side, for free. They offered to coach for nothing on a 1-year contract, guaranteeing they'd make the finals or they'd walk away. It's a pretty good offer, don't you think? And I think they're going to coach again. I think they're coaching again. So the dream's not over for them. Jack Todd, yeah, I think he's already debuted, bro. So the question was, would he debut? Who's going to debut? So players that have never played. Dykes has actually had 2 games of NRL as well, but it would be a debut, in my opinion, because it was so long ago. But Todd played 4 games last year.
Yeah, that's flat at best.
Well,
flat at best.
The game goes to 20-14, and we're on the comeback.
Yeah, the momentum was all with us. Yeah, that was disappointing, that one.
I'm a bit worried that game actually also sort of put a bit of dent in the guys' confidence of it as well, I think.
Yeah, especially because we had a lot of players missing. It really shook them about, and the coach was pretty pissed off with the finish.
Tay Cochrane a debut. Well, put it this way, Timmy, Tay would need to make progress beyond what I think. I know Gus has talked him up. But yeah, look, if he gets a debut, he's earned it. They're not going to throw it at him if he's not ready. And that would be exciting. That would be genuinely exciting if he was in a position to debut. That would be exciting for our club. GK's laughing at Trent from Punchy.
Yep.
GK wants more Indigenous players in our club. I think we just go for the best players, mate.
We had a good one. We had a good one in 91, didn't we? We had a good one in 91. We had a good one in 91.
Ewan McGrady.
Mr. Rodman.
One of the best ever. He's still playing, Ewan.
Wow.
He played 2 years ago. He played 2 years ago. He was still playing, 50-something years old.
I'll always remember that try against the Rabbitohs. I think we won it 40-0 from the kickoff, the kick return, and he scored from the kickoff.
You're a Central Coast boy, GK. So is Pete Webber, who's on our who runs the All Things Bulldogs page on Facebook. And he saw a lot of Nico Hines when he came through. Very, very talented footballer, Nico. Turpin rips in the angry little gnome. It was Timmy. So Jamie used to see Alfie Langer's mum at the Ipswich canteen when he played for the West End Bulldogs. Yeah, I went up to Alfie's his restaurant, a Caloundra, I think. I think it's on Golden Beach. Nah, Cochrane won't be Ron Massey, brother. Nah, he'll be New South Wales Cup to start. And he still even might be young enough to play Jersey Flegg. We've got David Brytonton who'll start in SG Ball from the high schools. And there's another young kid as well who's a really good talent that we've brought in the fullback spot. Plus, you got CJ Uday, who, in my opinion, is a fullback. So hopefully we see him. And we'll have an article on CJ this year as well before the preseason starts. They're all training for SG Ball at the moment, all the young'uns. So I'll get some information on them shortly. The World Cup draw was a bit weird, like Aki.
Aki's asking, what do you think of the World Cup draw? Yeah.
So you've got 4 teams that play each other. So they play 3 games against each other. And then you got 2 groups of 3 each, and they play the other 3 teams. It's weird, but it sort of makes sense.
Yeah. Game first up for the Aussies against New Zealand. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
A big game against the Kiwis first up.
Bloody oath. Rod Silver, Indigenous. He's still a policeman, and his nephew, I think, is Braden Burns, who's doing well at the Cowboys. Darren Lockyer, the GOAT. Welcome to you, Henny Benny. Henny looks like he's from Papua New Guinea. He's got a bag of pot there or something. I don't know what it is. Looks like Nutri-Grain or Oreos or something. What is it? Name your New South Wales Cup team. Nah, not yet. We will do that, Kangaroo. We've got plenty of time for that, but no Origin talk yet. Latrell Thing playing in flag. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say I was very impressed with him last year too. But they didn't make the finals, so we'll see how they go this year. Yeah, he's out for the season, Ronaldo. Out for the season. Cocoa Pops. There you go. Well, 62 people watching, so that's pretty good for a Tuesday night in the preseason. Oh, you meant our New South Wales Cup side. Look, he could play some Ron Massey. Ron Massey, we really struggle in that grade because we play a lot of kids out of SG Ball that sort of don't make the flag side. And then you have your backup New South Wales Cup players in there as well. So you got to, but it's usually a really young team. And they're playing sides with like the Jennings brothers in it and Bryce Cartwright in it and Jared Hayne in it and Dylan Napper, like all these old bastards who are still got the fire burning. Very hard for kids who are 18, 19. Welcome to you, Henny Benny from Jamaica. You love Dom Young. You're holding the ganja. Well, there you go. Yeah, I got to drive and we can't smoke and drive in Australia, unfortunately. Till they start what is it? Inebriation testing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can get it prescribed for all those people who like to smoke. I haven't done that since I was a young boy.
Never tried.
I've been to a few parties though, where when you get drunk, you tend to try things just quietly. Name our reserve grade New South Wales Cup side for 2026. Yeah, well, that's something we could look at. We might do that next week, I reckon. I actually was thinking about that, so we'll come up with that. But feel free to put yours in at any time. Put it in the comments. And guys, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Put comments into the YouTube as well. Share it around and join the channel if you haven't. Why should they join the channel?
The information you guys can get here is second to none. It's unbiased, it's informal, and it's informative. You'll get something here that, it is basically cleared and washed from all the crap that you're reading everywhere else. It's very hard to find that information. So as loyal supporters as you all are, you all want to sit there and read and understand or watch something it's got logic behind it, it's got common sense, and it's got real thought. That's what you find with Michael and with Dogfather Media, that sort of information. Not just someone just there to just talk to you for a story and whatever and just sensationalize something that everyone's going to fight and argue about because it's not right. So it's very easy to do, guys. If you want to subscribe to this channel, it's only you can do it first option under $2, and it just recurs every month. It's really, really easy. So off you go, and easy to do, and you get a lot of other content behind it as well and information as well. So it's good. But like I was saying last week, if you weren't there, Michael puts a lot of time and effort into this whole sort of adventure that we're all on. Very sort of informative information that he has to put together. It takes a lot of his time. And a lot of these systems that he's putting together, websites, all these things that he does, they're not free. So it's not like he's there to profit from it. He's just trying to cover costs, and wherever you can help, guys, it helps to pay back a little bit. There's that one less coffee that you might have in the month, and that's it. And that's even overkill. So go on there and help out, guys. It's been good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, champion. Thank you very, very much. I'm just trying to write out my New South Wales Cup side for Kangaroo Killer. And g'day, Pete. I think you must be watching on the mobile version. If you're watching through Facebook, you might not see the comments. I'm not sure how it works. Depends where you're watching through. If you're watching on YouTube or through Facebook or on the Dogfather channel or on X on the Dogfather channel or Dogfather Media on X. Got it on a few different spots. Look, I've got Tay Cochran, Joe Pay Rock, Jonathan Sewer, Cassius Tia, Tuala, Joseph Taupa, Sean O'Sullivan. Actually, I'll probably go Woods. And I might put O'Sullivan onto the bench. But we'll see. We've got young Reardon. And also Lewis Grossamy. He's another one who'll be on the New South Wales Cup contract. Played for France in the World Cup. And we're hoping to get him onto the show. He agreed to come on. But things can change. But I haven't caught up with him since he went and played for France. We're hoping to get him onto the channel to say hello. Who else have we got? Who's our lock forward for New South Wales Cup, you reckon, this year?
Well, could be a few options there, mate.
Jack Todd.
Could be Jack Todd, yeah. If he's fit and raring to go, mate, he could get a start in there.
O'Sullivan.
The latest countdown to Vegas has just been put live, guys. So when you get the chance, have a look at it. It's a special one.
Thank you to Jamie for your beautiful contribution again, mate. Very much appreciated. We haven't got the storm yet. They said it was going to hit Ipswich area, but not here. Last night, or yesterday afternoon at 3 o'clock, I got hit by snow globes. It was, so we got 2 cars that have got dints all in them from hail. Actually had 3 cars here. A friend drove here to go to work with me missus, and her whole back windscreen got smashed from the hail. It was unbelievable. It was one of the worst storms I've seen.
Wow.
And Jamie's about to get smashed with another one tonight. Like, I hope there was a little bit of wind at about 2:58. There's a bit of wind, then a little bit of sort of couple of sprinkles. And by 2:59, there was like tennis ball size hail smashing into the house, into the roof and everywhere. And my daughter apparently she just got to the train station a good, 10 kilometers away, and they were getting smashed the exact same time we were. That's how big this cloud was. And she just got onto the train and then had to get off at the train station and wait in the toilets to not get hit. Because even under shelter, it was coming in at right angles and, straight in. It was unbelievable.
Crazy.
So I was a bit terrified for my daughter for a while, but
stay safe, mate.
Yeah, so going to be lots of claims. Hopefully the car will get written off. But it probably won't because I don't know. It's hard to know what Suncorp's going to do.
How old is it?
It's only a 2021 model.
Yeah, it's a good chance. Depends on how much.
Yeah, they normally go 65 to 70%. But sometimes in these situations, they just look at them. There's a few dints from the hail. They just go right off, go that way, or they go, no, we're going to repair them all. It's like they just work out what's going to be easier to repair them all or write them all off.
And how long it'll take as well.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, we do articles all the time. So, look, I've done Kangaroo Killer. If you go to Dogfather Media, All Things Bulldogs articles, got a bunch of stuff on there. You'll see articles that we've written on Kay Dykes, Jack Todd, Leo Thompson. There's a whole bunch. I'll be doing a whole bunch more. And there'll also be an audio article to go with every one. So you can either read it or you can listen to it or you can do both. Yeah, so it's going well. And lots of content for everyone to watch and listen to. And if subscribe to Zero Tackle, you'll get my articles on there as well. Harry Hayes is the best bench player in the NRL. Harry Hayes is one of the best players we've ever seen, in my opinion.
He's only just starting.
Starting to rumble now. The one yesterday destroyed my son's trampoline. Yeah, well, our basketball ring, like after the hail, the wind got even worse, and I had to go outside and put it on the ground because it was going to blow away. How's Critter going? G'day, Ramon. He's back at training today. I think he got there at 6:45 a.m. for an 8 a.m. start. He was beaten by about 6 other players. So I think the last person there was an Ari Tuala who got there at 7 o'clock. So he was an hour early. The first people there got there, I think, at 6:14 or something. So good signs. They're all eager to get back to work and be the first ones there. That's what I was saying. You give advice to a young kid, be the first one to be at the game, to be at training, and he gets there first, and he might get there at 6:30 or whatever. And next minute, they get there the next week, and kids are arriving at 5 a.m. to make sure they're the first ones there. Yeah, they are looking fit and ready. I'm going to get all their photos and put them into a little video for another short as well. Oh,
on
thank
the
you, Jason.
on the YouTube, mate, there's a little dollar sign thing there that you click on. It's like, and you can just basically click on that, and instead of doing a chat, you can do the membership. It tells you there's a few options of the memberships down below. So yeah, you can just have a look. There's a little dollar sign there. I think you see it on there. You can click on. So
you got the $1.50 option, the $4.99, and then there's a $9.99 one as well.
Yeah. So
I'll probably put it up half when the season starts, a little bit, but not much. But we'll see. I'll see if I can just do it for new members.
Yeah, have a look and see if you can't find it, mate. Let us know. We'll help you through it.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah, it's.
Who's attending the Bulldogs Christmas party? Well, I'm not, but I wish I could.
Not sure, Timmy. Not sure yet, but think we may get a special screening at the trial game next year, maybe for those who are not going to Vegas. So maybe out at Cogra. Let's see how we go. Time to support the boys in a trial game since we're not going to see them for another month after that. Get an early feed.
Right, well, I've just put out me 17 for the New South Wales Cup side. So we've gone Tay Cochrane, Joe Rock, Jonathan Sewer, Cassius Tia, if he's still with the club, which they said he was in the development list, I think. And Ari Tawala, if he's fit. Joseph Taupa, Mitchell Woods, Daniel Salik Fafita, Chen, it should have been Kumtong, Sam Hughes, Jed Reardon, Lewis Grossemi, Jack Todd, O'Sullivan, Jones, Latu, and Dykes. Now, there's a player missing there, Jack Underhill. I think he'll be in the side for sure. What I think you'll find is Jack Underhill, Todd, Hughes, and DSF. The four of those, and Latu, those five players particularly, will rotate through 18th man and 19th man in the first grade squad through reserve grade. So they'll just constantly be rotating. And there's another player I'm missing there who will be in that side. I've forgotten a couple. We've got Lipboy, Hopboy, and the big one, Logan Spinks. So Logan Spinks comes into that side for Jed Reardon. And there's also Patrick Young as well.
This is why it's better to let him rest, think about it all week, and put it together, guys. Don't rush him.
Yeah,
Too many things in his head.
But look at that. All I'm going to say, guys, is look at that depth.
Yeah.
Look at that depth.
How good is that problem to have? How good is that problem to have? See?
Honestly, super chat me for the depth. Freaking what? Look, if we can raise $20.
Oh, looks like there's a gift coming, guys. Let's see. Come on. There's a gift coming. Whoa.
The 1985 team photo on I'll send that out to someone.
That's a premiership year, boys. 1985 premiership year.
Peter Kelly, Andrew Farrer, Peter Tunks, Paul Langmack, Brian Batiste, Michael Hagan, Chris Mortimer, Peter Mortimer. I always forget that young fella's name, played on the wing. David Gillespie, Mick Potter, Stephen Folkes, Billy Johnston, Steve Mortimer, Peter Bullfrog Moore, Terry Lamb, and Warren Ryan. I think it's Cole Main was one guy missing there that I didn't know. Or Cole Hain. I always forget his name, but
7-6 against the Dragons.
If you want it,
you guys.
Show me the money. If we get over 20, I'll do a draw.
And we finished the year third that year and beat the Dragons. They finished the year first and we beat them in the grand final. So they finished on 42 points. They were way ahead of everyone. We were only on 38, but we still beat them in the grand final. So,
my year 3 teacher that year, Mr. Tonkin, he played rugby union for Wagga Wagga City, but he was a mad Dragon supporter, and he's like spewing. He's like, "Oh, we were the minor premiers, and we made the grand final in every grade, and we won reserve grade and under 23s." I'm like, "Yeah, but you lost the grand final." Welcome to GK, who's joined up as a member. Thank you, brother. Great to see you.
Yep.
Dallas. Who's Dallas?
Welcome, GK.
No, Dallas wasn't in 1985, brother. He wasn't playing then.
I think he was talking about Matthew Callanan was the guy you were talking about in there.
Yeah. Matthew Callanan is...
He played number 2, I think, in that game. Yep. Played number 2.
He's the only one I forget his name, but I know everyone else.
What about that bench, mate? Eh? Gillespie, Bugden, and Mullane. Oh.
Where's Bugden? He's not even in there.
There you go.
Bugden missed the photo, or he wasn't in the team. They had Billy Johnston in the front.
Who remembers how they used to call the players out to the grand finals in those years? Brian Batiste. Oh, just the way they used to call those players out. Peter Kelly.
I love it. And in 86, we got Paul Dunn.
Yep.
He came in.
Oh, by the way, I had a chat with Paul Dunn the other day, mate. He says hello to you guys, mate. He said he's happy to come on the show one day, guys. Let's see how we'll get him on there if you like. If everyone's keen, let us know. We can get him on the show.
I've messaged Paul a couple of times. Jason's joined as well. Thank you, champion.
Thanks,
Much
guys.
Appreciate
Welcome aboard,
brother.
Welcome aboard, guys.
Welcome aboard, and thank you, GK. It's great to see. Well, look, that's $3. We get another $17. I'll do a draw, and someone will win this. And look, I will send out some stuff to members. If you want to give me your addresses and that, you just have to connect with me on Facebook. So come join All Things Bulldogs on Facebook. Then add me as a friend. And I send shit like this out in the mail. But I'm not sending it overseas. Sorry, I don't have that much money. But and I'm getting some stickers and stuff like that just to give back a little bit.
Thanks, Jamie.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. So we're up to $5, another 15, and Jamie's already donated 4, another 15, and Jamie will get the prize. I mean, I'm joking. But yeah, thank you guys, much appreciated. You don't have to, but you know why not? I went on that TikTok, and there's people doing these battles, and people literally, I checked out what they're doing, like. They go and buy $100 worth of things to make sure their mates win the battles. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
And there's people who do this all day. They just sit there and do battles where whoever's the most popular wins. And then they get ranked. and the people throw these roses and stars and all this sort of shit at them, and that all costs money, man. Like, it's unbelievable. Fuck me. I couldn't believe it. But thank you so much, people. It's been great to see. Look, guys. Jack Todd. 2026 is a big year for Jack Todd. I think I'm really keen to see him win a position in that cup side, obviously, and become that dominant player, because unlike a lot of forwards, he's got a highlights reel of supporting through the middle and making line breaks and scoring tries. Footwork at the line, quick play the balls, leading to next things. You saw the try he scored against Newcastle. He just hit the line at 100 miles an hour with footwork on a good line, through the middle. No one was going to stop him. The kid's got talent, man. The kid's got talent. Get excited. If you haven't seen the article, go and read it. Go watch it as well. I don't even know if I haven't done the audio article yet. I'll do that tonight and upload it. It's basically just me reading it out with a bunch of Jack Todd pictures. I might put some video in the background of him as well. We'll see. It doesn't take me too long to put that together. Probably take me an hour tonight. We're going to do one on Young Jones this week as well. Already done some on Hot Boy last year. So look, guys. But yeah, that New South Wales Cup was a really big. I can't believe I left out Logan Spinks. I left out Lipoy Hopboy and Jack Underhill out of that side. So obviously those three are probably coming into that team if they're fit. That's just how could I leave Logan Spinks out?
Embarrassment of riches, mate. It's all good.
Jamie says Jack Todd and hopefully Underhill gets a run. I hope so, mate. The two Jacks, there's something about that, isn't there? Jack and Jack going out there, the two Jacks, smashing it in the blue and white. Yeah. Just seeing what else I can give away. So Todd sidestepped and outran a fullback in one line break, I remember. Yeah, he's got some great footage. So Macaron X has put together some really good clips of Jack Todd. And there's quite a few out there.
There's a game at Belmore, I think, as well.
Who's that?
There was a game at Belmore. He did something similar as well.
Yeah.
Early in the year, last year.
All right. What else are we going to talk about, Gas? Was there anything else on the agenda that I was forgetting?
I think you're all good, mate. I think we've covered everything pretty, to be honest. Unless there's anything from left field that anyone's got.
Did I put anything on the... Did I promise to talk about stuff that I haven't talked about yet? So, look, if there's anyone at... who goes down to training and watches the boys train, let us know how they're going. If you're able to get any footage, if you have a chat to any of the players, if there's anything, ask them some questions and share it with us. Let us know what you think. Upload it to All Things Bulldogs, or you can send it to me and I'll do a video out of it, whatever. Share it all. Let's get behind it. The Bulldogs media is doing a really good job itself. It's getting better and better every single year. So I think they'll have another best year in that space. I think their online stuff has just continually got better and better and better. Look, I don't like the music, but the players are into that music, right? They like the music that they play. But, I'm always going to redo clips with some, with people who sing from the fucking heart. You know what I mean? Back in this era, back here, when you sing, it's got to come from your heart, not from your mind and your head, but from your heart. You got to sing from here, and you got to rock it. And I just find when you put some rock music, some aggressive stuff to these players doing what they do, it just sounds so much better. So much better. Yeah. I love the little Mitch Woods and the Galvin, the Day in the Life of thing, but the songs they played, how do you get motivated to go out there and tackle blokes when you listen to shit like that? Honestly, I don't know how they do it. Imagine if they listen to some real music and how they get fired up. Sorry for the young people out there, I'm being youngest, ageist or something, am I?
If they're still awake.
I left Josh Curran out of the New South Wales Cup side. There you fucking go. And the NRL team. Josh Curran.
Well, you had him on the extended bench. It's all right.
Josh will be, look, there's going to be injuries. That's all I can say. But yeah, how could I was going to get Gas to try and get Josh to come on the show. How can I? How can I now? Seriously. I feel like a traitor.
That's
I think
right,
you know his manager, don't you? Don't you know his manager?
I had a chat with Josh the other day. Actually, he loved his holiday. He said he was excited to be back at training. He played a bit of golf on the Friday, so yeah, so he was pretty keen and ready to go.
And the thing is, Gas, he doesn't lie about this shit. Some people love to, what do they call it on SEN? They do the Bruce, where they name everyone they know. No, not Gas. So, yeah, he's Josh Curran on the golf course, hitting off. Having a chat with our man Gas.
It'll be nice.
Oh, there we go.
You're just going to be nice to everyone, guys. Be nice to everyone.
Oh, mate. A bit of lead. That's it, Timothy. Bit of ramble on. Bit of love. Bit of rock. Oh, it's all right, GK.
GK's
I know there's
asking
great
what I do
music.
for work.
Look, I get my little girl. She's 13. She's into all the rock stuff now, but she loves her Billie Eilish, and she's going to see Lady Gaga this year with me missus. They went to Pink. We went and saw what was his name? We won tickets to. What's the red-headed fella from? What's his name? The young red-headed fella from England who looks.
What's
his name?
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
He's huge. He's one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah, I know you talking.
Yeah,
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, we went and seen Ed Sheeran. So my missus wins all the comps on the radio. She won 6 tickets to Ed Sheeran on Kiss FM or whatever it's called. My sister won tickets to bloody U2 in New York years ago on Triple M. We win everything. That's it, brother. Sheeran. Who do you work for, Gas? You don't have to tell them.
I'm in the car, guys. It's okay. It's okay. So MG. So obviously they sponsor Rabbitohs. So I do a lot of NRL stuff as well. I look after them. They all know I'm a dog. They all love me as well. So they're good boys. It's all good.
So I think MG were trying to cut that out as you were talking about it because of the Bulldogs jerseys. Your internet went in and out as you were talking about it.
That's all right.
But see me background there? What's that? It's It's a Fender semi-acoustic. It plays music. That's what it does. There you go. Makes sense. All right. Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything tonight, guys. There's 95 days until Vegas. Just letting you know, the lady who won the $50,000 package to Vegas is selling. It's for 4 tickets for 4 people. I think you travel in the plane with the Bulldogs team and everything. It's worth $50,000. She's selling those tickets. Wow. So if you want to buy them for me and Gas and 2 of you guys, let us know. I think I reckon you could get her down to $40,000. But she's on Canterbury Bulldogs supporters group promoting them, Bulldogs for Life. I'm not sure if she's promoted on All Things Bulldogs yet. I think we did add her I think she was added, but I was wary it might be a scam. I don't think it is. I've double checked everything.
She posted something the other day. She was offering. Yeah.
Hey.
She posted something the other day. There was something on there I noticed.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, there was something on there the other day. Yeah. 4 tickets. Thanks, GK.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get to share it on. But you know what happened the other night? Like, we play these numbers and our birthdays and whatever else. So I got 5 of the numbers, but it was 3 and 2 subs. And the other number was 1 number out. So I nearly had the whole 6 numbers, but 2 subs doesn't count. So I think we got $18 or something. Bloody ridiculous. My missus won 3,600 on Powerball once, though. I think that was 5 in the Powerball, or 4 numbers in the Powerball or something. It was like the 3rd best prize. It was great. Right when we needed it, too. Right. You know what she did? She manifested it.
Thanks, GK.
She manifested it. So she wrote it on a piece of paper. She wanted to win Powerball and stuck it in the freezer. And the next day she won $3,000 on Powerball. No bullshit. And I said, well, why didn't you stipulate first division?
Thanks, Timmy. Go the doggies. That's all right, mate. It's all right. Hopefully it goes to someone who needs it more or doesn't need it at all. Who knows? That's it. Actually, I did read a good story. The guys at in Perth, the 3 days of unused food, they did an amazing job to get that straight out to everyone who needed it, which was very, very well done, I think, from the guys at Perth in the cricket. So thanks to the Poms, they fed a lot of hungry people in WA. A lot of charities and a lot of food banks and everything got a lot of stuff still pretty fresh. So that was good to see from that side. Always good to see good things, guys.
Timmy, if you win the lotto, if you win a big one, you can just pay for a corporate box and shout us airfares up and back every week for a year. All right? And if I win, like, if it's 1 million, no, you don't have to do that. But if it's like 30 million, all the members I'll be bringing into a corporate box. So there you go. That's my promise. Gamble responsibly. All right. So, actually, there's one other thing, guys. There was one other thing. I know we're about to go, but I've got one other thing. 31 players have been named for the top 30. There's 1 player leaving. I'm not going to stipulate who it is, but I think it'll all make sense once it's announced. So look, we're not going to speculate. We're not going to say I don't think it's anyone major. But yeah, it's all happy. It's all good times. It's all good times. Okay. So don't worry too much about it. Don't say you hope it's this person. There will be one player coming out of the 30 who'll get an opportunity somewhere else, I'm sure. But yeah, it won't be one of the major, top 20 players or anything like that. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure about that. So what I'm saying is that maybe I know, maybe I don't know. But yeah, it'll be announced in good time, and probably in the next couple of weeks, I'd suggest. And it'll be good for people to know that. But the top 30 is chock-a-block full. And maybe there might be a couple of others during the year that'll find another home somewhere. But at the moment, our team is set, ready to rock and roll for next year. And as you can see, trying to pick a New South Wales Cup team is fucking hard at the moment. It's actually harder to pick the Cup side, in my opinion, than the NRL side. That's how much. And it's not just through old people in the New South Wales Cup team either. There's so many young junior people or NRL, almost NRL ready to be picked from that side. So interesting. Up the Wars. Yep. Up the Wars, champion. Go the Wars. Up the Wars. We love the Wars here, mate. We always love the Wars. Everybody's third best side behind the Raiders, apparently. Jamie's not going to Vegas. Well, Jamie, look, maybe we can start an OnlyFans, mate. And there's someone for everyone in this world. We could do cooking with Mick and Jamie. I'll keep my shirt on. You can take yours off. It's up to you, brother. We might, and we just want to get to Vegas. I'll talk to you later about that. What about you, Gas? You want to do some OnlyFans?
Keep me out of that. I'm good, thanks. I'll wait till they come back.
What was that?
I'll wait till the players come back from Vegas. I'll be all right.
All right, guys. It's good to speak to you all. Had a really good time tonight. Thanks again to you, Gas, and
no worries,
thanks
mate.
to everyone who joined. So humbled by, and thank you, Jamie. I think we'll be sending you something soon to Ipswich. All right, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Jared Hayne or RTS? Not sure, bro. Not sure. RTS. Thanks, GK. Thanks for joining. All right.
Thanks. Welcome aboard, guys.
Lots of content coming out. See you next Tuesday. Go the Dogs.
Go the Doggies. See you guys.